Hi everybody, my name is Dr. Erin McGuire and I'm going to be teaching your PNE 204 MedSurg Part 1 for this semester, which is fall 2020. I just wanted to kind of take a minute here to kind of walk you through my D2L course, kind of review the syllabus a little bit so it takes me a little less time on Tuesday when we actually begin, and kind of give you an idea of just kind of how I run my course, which might be a little bit different from what you guys are used to in the past. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So this here is my D2L. You should all be enrolled in this course. If you are not, we need to find out why, okay? I can self-enroll you, but a lot of times I'll have students that say that they can't see anything, partially because maybe you haven't paid a bill, or for whatever other reason. So I need to make sure that you guys can see this, okay? Because it's been active since Wednesday morning at midnight, okay? So if you can't see it, let me know and we'll see if we can get to the bottom of it. So this is your main page, okay? And typically what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on the content. And all of my stuff is gonna be labeled by whatever unit I'm covering, okay? So under table of contents, so the very first thing you'll see that I have listed here is for online scheduled meeting. So as you guys know, we had an electrical issue at the college last week, so the very first week will be completely online. So rather than give you guys a recorded lecture, I'm gonna have you log in on Tuesday night, just like we would for class, and we're gonna use Microsoft Teams. And what you're going to do is you're just going to click on this link. You'll go into my class and we'll have class from 5 to 7 at night, just like we would if we were face to face. Now, I'm hoping that this is a very short term thing that we'll be doing this for, but if not, this is how I will be teaching class for the remainder of the semester if that's what we're forced to do, okay? Under the course info tab, I have my syllabus, which I'm going to go through the highlights in a minute. The syllabus attachment page, and the big thing you need to kind of know under there is, you know, the big COVID coronavirus exposure. So all of that is addressed in here for the John A. Logan guidelines. I have my contact information, so it's obviously my name, my office, and it's got my phone number on there, which I'm never at my desk, hardly ever. So the easiest way to get a hold of me if you have a question is to email me. If it's something that we can't rectify through a quick little email, I can send you a Zoom link and we can talk through the internet that way, okay? My office hours, you know, it's going to be all contingent on how much on campus we are this semester. So for you guys being in the evening, it's much easier for me to send you a Zoom link or meet you before or after class on Tuesdays, which I think that that's something you guys will probably be okay with anyway. Scrolling on down, you can see the rest of my course. So we're going to start off with respiratory. If you looked at my syllabus already, you'll notice that I expected you guys to read chapter 29 for Tuesday night. If you haven't done so already, get going on that chapter. You are going to have a quiz on Tuesday night over that chapter, okay? I give a quiz every single day, even on the first day of class. So I get it, we're going to hit the ground running, but we have a lot of content that we have to cover this semester, and I do move very, very quickly, okay? So respiratory is going to be our very first body system. You'll have the PowerPoints that I'm going to cover in class, study aids, so if you're like a visual learner, I have a lot of cartoon-like drawings in there. There is a student workbook that does accompany the textbooks. You do not have to use it. But I do have the answers here if any of you did purchase it, so that you can look and see what the answers are to your book. And then if I have to do a recorded lecture, I can post these in a separate section. But like I said, we're going to be using Microsoft Teams, so I shouldn't have to rely on recorded lectures unless for some reason I don't finish the content. I may throw a recorded lecture in there to kind of finish up what I didn't finish up in class, okay? Then we're going to move into cardiovascular unit 1. Cardiovascular is a very, very large unit, so I actually have it in part 1 and part 2. So there's cardiovascular 2, then we'll move into blood and lymphatics, then we'll go to urinary, and then our final unit of this semester will be in reproductive, okay? So I have everything here sectioned out for you. You shouldn't have to search for anything. It's all pretty easy to find. So let's quickly go through the syllabus, just because I think the things that you're going to be most concerned about is going to be my schedule. Textbook, we're going to use Williams and Hopper. Now I have 6th edition listed here. I've been operating out of the 5th edition for the last several years. So again, 5th, 6th edition, you're going to get the same content. I've looked at both books. They're really not very different. So if you want to save a few bucks, 5th edition is perfectly fine with me as well, okay? The ATI book that accompanies this is the PN Med-Surg Nursing. It's the biggest book in your entire bundle, okay? It's a little overwhelming book, but my advice to you is to stay with me. So if I'm covering the respiratory chapters in Williams and Hopper, go to your ATI book and look at what ATI has to say about those corresponding units as well, okay? It will make your life a lot easier when you go and sit for that big Med-Surg ATI at the very end of the program. Prerequisites, fundamentals, lab, 103 is your clinic in that first semester, 105 will be your life cycles, 161 is beginner farm. Those are all prerequisites for this course, okay? I have objectives, but again, you can kind of go through those on your own. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about the disease processes in the main body systems that I have elected to cover this semester. Now again, in the spring semester, you'll do Med-Surg Part 2. So the body systems that I don't cover, they'll be covered in the spring semester either by myself or from another instructor. Okay, so I have them all listed on the things that we're going to cover. So again, respiratory, disorders of the heart Part 1, disorders of the heart Part 2, blood and lymphatics, urinary system, reproductive system. These are all things that I'm going to be covering. Now again, you guys have been in this program long enough to know that we are in the middle of a pandemic right now, okay? So this syllabus is subject to change in the event of campus closure. So if I find out next week that we are not allowed to come back to campus, I'll rework things, okay? We have to be adaptable in this environment that we're in, and it's just good preparation for nursing. We're very adaptable professions, so why not start now, okay? So here's what you're probably most interested in. Here's my course schedule. So again, chapter 29, I want you to have read it before Tuesday night. I will quickly answer any questions you guys have over the syllabus or anything that I'm covering in this video. You will have a quiz over chapter 29, and I'm going to jump right in and start lecturing on chapter 30, okay, which will be your upper respiratory disorders. Very, very fast chapter. Week 2, I will cover the entire chapter 31. It's a very large chapter, but if for some reason I don't finish it, I'll finish up with a recorded lecture because I really have a tight schedule that I need to keep with, okay? We're looking at exam 1 during week 3, 3 chapters, chapter 29, chapter 30, chapter 31, very, very quick. I will also cover another chapter that night, and you will have a quiz that night as well, okay? I know that seems harsh, but I'll explain why I do so many quizzes in a little bit, okay? And you can just kind of see how I go. So if you'll notice, every night that I cover content, there's also a quiz that comes with it, okay? And this will be better for you in the long run, okay? We do have Thanksgiving break as scheduled. Now, something that is a little bit different this year for spring or for Thanksgiving break is after spring break, we will be online afterwards. So I wanted to get as many exams done before Thanksgiving than afterwards. So you only have one exam after Thanksgiving break as long as we stick to the schedule. And that will be much better if I can just do the one exam that way. Methods of presentation, I do a lot of lecture, discussion, visual aids. Your ATI has lots of resources in there. Desire Learn, this is our web platform that we use. Every once in a while I'll bring in a case study, but there's lots of methods of presentation that I'll bring. We're gonna have 6 unit exams, okay? That will account for 80% of your course grade. And then I will give daily quizzes that will account for the remaining 20%, okay? Your grading scale is the same as it's been in this entire nursing program, so that should not be any surprise to you. Big things, guys, you gotta be responsible for what you're not understanding, okay? There's a lot of you in this class and I can't read minds. So if you're having difficulty, you need to reach out to me and let me know. And you can't reach out to me right before the final and say, I don't get it. It's too late by then, okay? Stay with me, stay in communication with me, okay? This is difficult stuff, I get it. But again, I can't read minds. So if you're having trouble, you need to get a hold of me as quickly as I can so that I can rectify some of the things that are going wrong for you. Okay, Exams, like I said, 6 exams will be given in this course. Um, we will discuss what to do in the event of absences from exams because, again, I'm kind of waiting to hear what we're going to do. Guys, typically, if you miss my exam, I'm going to deduct 3 points from the exam and then 1 additional point for every day that you don't take it, okay? So if you think that you're just not going to take the exam and then all your buddies will tell you the next day what's on it, that's not going to work either because I will also give you an alternate version of the exam. Okay, you will not take the same exam as your classmates. So again, try to take the exams on the day. But again, if we're dealing with a corona type issue where you have to be quarantined, I will work with you. Okay, there's just things that we're going to try to get under control as best as we can. Quizzes, this is the other thing I wanted to talk about. So again, quizzes can occur at any time during the class. So again, Tuesday night, you're going to have a quiz from me. So do not think that you can put your computer on and walk away because you don't know when I'm going to give the quiz. I could give it to you midway through the class. I could give it to you at the very end. I could give it to you at the very beginning. So you need to be logged on for that entire 2 hours so that you know when I'm going to give the quiz for you, okay? Now, I will give zeros for any absence in a quiz, but I'm only going to take your top 10, okay? So again, if I give a quiz every single day in class, I think it ends up being like 14 quizzes, I'm going to drop 4 of them, which is good for you. So you want me to give you those quizzes, okay? It's going to be better for you in the long run. The more you have, the more I'm going to drop, okay? But I'm only going to take your top 10 quizzes. Makeup assignments, again, if you are not present for my class, you owe me notes on the chapter that I've covered, okay? I'll create a Dropbox for you to submit your notes into. But guys, again, you're responsible for whatever content you have missed, okay? And again, this does move very quickly. I cannot stress that to you enough. Common courtesy, so again, if we are in an online platform, be courteous to other people. Please mute your mics unless you guys have a question. Keep your webcams on so that I can see you. But that also means that, you don't need to be making faces. I've seen lots of things done in these online platforms. So guys, let's be adults, let's be professional, and let's get to do the content as best as we can. Other than that, the rest of the stuff I think you guys can kind of see on your own. I didn't want this to be a super long screencast, but I think it is longer than I expected it to. Okay, so go through my D2L, go through my syllabus. If you guys have any questions for me, okay, shoot me an email this weekend. I'll be around all day Monday. You guys will have class with Dr. Hampson on Monday. We are going to be doing class the exact same way. So however you're logging into her class, you're going to log in just like that for mine on Tuesday, okay? So if you're having issues, let me know. My email, like I said, is right here, Erin McGuire at jalc.edu. Give me an email if you have any questions. And if I don't hear from you guys between now and then, I'll see you on Tuesday. Thanks.